Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Today we got another episode of movie news coming at you. We got like 12 stories to talk about, so it's going to be a long one, so grab a snack, but I'm trying to get through it fast for you guys. The first story we got up for today is The Exorcist Believer, released on digital on October 24th. You know, this is kind of an interesting decision. I thought they would have dropped this a week later, so it would have dropped on October 31st, right for Halloween. But I guess they're just going to go a week before to get the momentum started for it. You know, it's a kind of a good business decision, but it is also stupid because Universal's been doing this dumb stuff where they release their movies so soon after getting in theaters. But you know, this one wasn't making a lot in theaters anyways. You know, I think it's making a decent amount overseas, but domestically it's not doing well because it's just not a good movie. I absolutely hated this movie. I reviewed it on the channel. I hated everything about it. It really just was terrible. The scares were bad. It just had a terrible story, way too long, and David Gordon Green should just stop making horror movies at this point. I feel like he's gone past his good route. Now he's just on the terrible route because, you know, Halloween 2018 was really great. Halloween Kills was good in my opinion, but Halloween Ends just wasn't good, and now this isn't good. I don't really recommend that you guys check this one out in digital. It's not really worth the $20 price point to buy, and I wouldn't want to have it in my collection. Just stick with that original, and who knows if they're going to make the third one, because they did pay over $400 million for those rights, so they got to make the money back somehow. But I'm not really in the mood for another Exorcist movie for about another 10 or 15 years at this point. It's just not going to work for me. Alright, we're going to talk about this Marvel kind of Daredevil situation pretty fast because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But Daredevil Born Again will now be 2-season series because, you know, they canceled the series and they basically fired like all the writers, all the directors after seeing some footage. Now they're going to start over again with a 2-season series, get like new writers on, new showrunners, so they can actually have a good show instead of a terrible show. And Marvel said that they're going to start like using showrunners for their shows to make them better and have the shows like be actual shows instead of like the 6-episode crap that they're doing right now. I think that's a good decision. But, you know, it still doesn't interest me. You know, I'm not interested in Marvel shows. That's not what made Marvel special. What made Marvel special was making these kind of event movies like 2 to 3 times a year. And, you know, you can look forward to these things and it looks like a spectacle on screen. But, you know, the last 3 years, 4 years, we haven't been getting that except maybe like 2 or 3 films in those last 4 years. We've been getting so much content pushed down our throat. It's just been too much for me. You know, if we're getting all this content and it's not great, then what's the point? Why are we getting so much of it? We've been getting like three to four shows a year and like 3 to 4 movies, and that's just too much. It's too much Marvel content for me to handle at that point. Because, you know, if you're pushing that much down their throats, only like maybe like 25% of that is going to be like really good, and that's usually how it was. Because we had Guardians 3, which was great, but Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania wasn't great. And the Marvels probably isn't going to be great. I hope it's good though. And the shows just haven't been great overall. Loki has been great. WandaVision was pretty good throughout most of it. Moon Knight I liked a lot, but half of those shows just were terrible. And Secret Invasion just was so bad. So I think Marvel should really stop with the shows. Daredevil's fine because it was originally a show, but I hope that he can transition into the movies after this so they can stop making these shows. I'm just really interested in the movies because, you know, general audiences aren't really caring about these shows either. So what's the point of keep making them for like $300 million? Because they spent like over $200 million on Secret Invasion, and look how cheap and fake that all looked. It's terrible. And in like Loki, it said that their budget was only $150 million, but it looks excellent. It looks like a real film right there. Like, I don't know what is happening at Marvel and Disney, but it really needs to stop and it needs to be fixed before Marvel just dies completely, because their box office has been going down. They haven't had $1 billion film in a long time it's been now. So hopefully they get it back on track. But I'm just hoping that they can cancel some of these shows before they start making them, because I'm just not interested in the shows at this point. We got some big A24 news. A24 is said to be pivoting and making some action and big IP projects after losing lots of money on various projects, including Beau's Afraid, where the studio lost $35 million. And, you know, they're going to invest in things that they're continuing to make, like Beau's Afraid kind of movies and, you know, like Past Lives, those type of movies. But they're not going to just make those. They're going to make kind of action movies with a kind of bigger cast, you know, more all-star cast. Because the movies, as I said, like Beau's Afraid, Past Lives, there's some other A24 movies. But most of those movies didn't make profit this year. They've all lost money. The only A24 movie that made money this year was Talk to Me. And they didn't even make that. They just bought it. from Rocka Rocka Brothers, and that movie had a budget of 4 million. It's made over like 90 million so far. That one made a ton of profit for them, but they didn't even make that. So they got to start making some really big movies, because general audiences aren't really interested in these A24 smaller like cinephile movies like, I would be, which is kind of sad to think about. But you just got to really conform your studio, make some changes, make some good like action movies, but make some really amazing smaller movies at the same time, so you can interest these two different audiences but also make profit on some big movies. I don't think they're going to be making like some big Marvel movies like $100 million budgets. Maybe like a movie with $50 million budgets, a cool action, mystery movie, or like I don't know, you'd say like take Pirates of the Caribbean, for example. Maybe like one of those little action movies, like, but way different, not like that at all. Just take a big star and kind of do something like that. But you can also make a movie like Beau's Afraid, so you can at least make some profit for this studio, because A24 has been losing a lot of money. Not all their smaller movies hit, so they got to really pivot to adjust to this new like norm, which I'm okay with. I'll be okay with these new action movies with also smaller movies. So we all saw that the Halloween universe, Michael Myers, was up for bids. We're gonna have a new person own it, and Miramax has won the bidding rights. A24 almost won, but Miramax won it at the last second. So they're gonna build a Halloween cinematic universe to potentially launch new films and TV. This is kind of something that I'm interested to talk about, because some people really like this idea, but some people hate it. I'm kind of in the middle, because we've been getting so much Halloween content. There's already so many Michael Myers movies, and we just got like Halloween Ends, I guess, like 1 or 2 years ago. So I don't really think that they should start pushing these out really fast. And I don't know how you're going to build a cinematic universe just around Michael Myers with TV and film. I guess you can make some original characters to join this universe, but I don't really see the point of this cinematic universe just for money, I guess. I'm interested to see how much Miramax paid for this, because we did talk about Universal paying $400 million for the Exorcist rights. And I would say Halloween is more famous than the Exorcist. So I'm wondering how much they paid for it, because if they paid a lot, then I don't think it would be worth it. Because, the Halloween franchise has been going downhill ever since Halloween Kills didn't do too well and Halloween Ends just didn't do well at all. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this, but at the same time, I don't care anymore about Halloween. I liked Halloween 2018. I like the original, but at this point, I don't know how you're going to build a cinematic universe just around Michael Myers and, make it great. I want to talk about this little piece of news. A JFK series is in the works at Netflix, and they're said it's going to be like an American version of The Crown, and Eric Roth, the writer of Dune, will write the series. So it's already off to a good start, because Eric Roth is a great writer, and I'm actually really interested in this. I'm excited to see it, because JFK is a person that I've done a lot of reports on in school, like middle school and high school, a lot of projects on him. So I'm really into his kind of life and what it's been about. And I feel like the story would be pretty epic for Netflix, have a multi-season story just about JFK. I don't know who you'd cast. I saw someone talk about James Marsden being cast as JFK, and I'm like, that's kind of perfect. They should really do that. But, this could be a big hit for Netflix, because The Crown is ending very soon. I think they're in their final season. And if they have this, then it's just going to be another Crown all over again. So I could see this being a big hit for them, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. Hopefully it actually ends up happening, hopefully soon. I really can't wait this, but I want you guys to tell me, who do you want cast as JFK? I'm down for James Marsden. Matthew Vaughn says he plans to reboot KissAss next year. I don't know how he plans to reboot KissAss next year with a TV show or a movie, but I guess he really wants to, go down this alley again after KissAss 1 and 2. KissAss 1 is so cool. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. One of the coolest, I would say, comic book movies. But KissAss 2 was kind of disappointing for me. I didn't really care about KissAss 2 too much, because it just wasn't as fun, and I thought it was a little dumb for me. And I think Matthew Vaughn said he wasn't going to bring back any of the original cast or characters, so that does interest me, because I'm not really interested to see like an adult Kick-Ass group. This is kind of about kids and all that. So I'm kind of interested, but I think the time is kind of past for this. There's no point to reboot all these franchises, even Kick-Ass, which I do like. I don't think there's a point to reboot it. Matthew Vaughn also confirms that Kingsman 3 is still happening, and he also said before this that Kingsman 2 is also happening, because we all remember, if you've seen Kingsman, there's a post-credit scene with Hitler, and they're actually going to build off that, and I can't believe it, because that post-credit scene was so stupid. I hated it, and it shouldn't have been in the movie. I thought it was just the dumbest decision. I thought Kingsman was an okay film. I don't see a point for a sequel. Kingsman 3, though, on the other hand, I see a point to it. It's so cool. I love like the hyper stylized vision that Matthew Vaughn goes for with these movies. Taron Egerton is an action star. I really love him a lot. People say it should be the name James Bond. I would be okay with that. He's really cool. I really do like his style. And, you know, I think that Kingsman 3 is a good idea, but I think there needs to be a new, like, idea for this, because the second one didn't work for me a lot. I thought it was really dumb, really stupid. The script just wasn't smart at all. But the first one, I think, is like a really amazing film. I love the script behind it. The action scenes are excellent, and just like how it's just stylized is so cool. I loved it. Samuel L. Jackson in the first one is just so hilarious. But yeah, the second one didn't live up to the hype, same as the first one. So hopefully the third one can be really good. Hopefully we get this soon. I know, you know, Taron Egerton has a busy schedule. Hopefully Matthew Vaughn can like start filming this pretty soon. All right, we got our English language voice cast for Miyazaki's new film, The Boy and the Heron. You know, I'm all in for dub and sub. I don't really care what you guys choose to watch. I usually watch dub, but I also like to watch sub sometimes because dub is easier for me to take notes. But whatever you guys are fine with. But, you know, this voice cast is absolutely stacked. You know, Miyazaki is bringing in all the Avengers for this movie, which is really awesome. It would have been cool if this was the cast he's ending with for his last film. But as we said, he's going to continue making films. This isn't going to be his last film. But this cast is awesome. Let's go through it. Christian Bale. He was also in Howl's Moving Castle, so he's now back. Dave Bautista. Wow, Dave Bautista. I cannot wait to see him in this. He's getting some great roles. I'm not sure if Dave Bautista did an animated movie yet. I think this might be his first animated film. I'm not too sure about that. Gemma Chan. I love Gemma Chan. I think she's awesome. She has a great voice. Willem Dafoe. That's going to be really cool to see Willem Dafoe. Karen Fukuhara from The Boys. Oh my goodness. I love her in The Boys. I think that she deserves more work, and seeing her in this makes me really happy. Mark Hamill, of course, he's known for many animated voices, so I can't wait to see him. Robert Pattinson, our own The Batman. Come on. That's going to be so cool to hear Robert Pattinson in this. And Florence Pugh. We all love Florence Pugh, and we all love to see her booked and busy, and she is always booked and busy. I cannot wait. This voice cast is absolutely insane. I'll probably see this one at least in the dub and in the sub, at least once for each. If I love it, I'll keep going, but it just looks, this movie looks insane. You guys seen the trailer. I cannot wait for this. Some people say it's really amazing. Some people say it's just okay. But, you know, I can't wait. December 8th is going to be here very soon. Across the Spider-Verse finally releases on Netflix October 31st on Halloween. I guess if you want to watch a Halloween movie, Across the Spider-Verse could be your Halloween movie. You know, October 31st, it's going to be a big day for Netflix. I already own this on physical and digital, so I don't really need to watch it on there. It's my second favorite film of the year. It was my first for a while. Now it's the second, but I've seen this movie so many times now this year. I've seen it like 10 times now. So, you know, this movie is just stunning. It's one of the most stunning movies I've ever seen in my whole life. The visuals are absolutely amazing. And I think it's just going to get so many views on Netflix. It's going to be insane when this drops because so many people saw it in theaters. And this is just going to make the fan base grow even more because we saw Into the Spider-Verse go on Netflix. The fan base grew so much because Into the Spider-Verse didn't make so much in cinemas. I saw it, didn't make a lot. It made like 360. I think it made under 400 million worldwide, and then it went on Netflix. A lot of people found it. A lot of people loved it. Then Across the Spider-Verse came to theaters. It made like 700 million. Now this is going to Netflix. So Beyond the Spider-Verse, whenever that comes out, who knows? That's going to make a lot of money. I would put a bet that that Beyond the Spider-Verse could make $1 billion. You know, the hype just keeps growing for these movies. Fan base keeps growing. And Beyond the Spider-Verse, if it comes out in the next 2 years, I feel like it could do really good. So Across the Spider-Verse, if you want to watch it again, look on Netflix, October 31st. Saw X releases on digital this Friday. I think this video will be up before Friday or sometime on Friday. So look for it on Friday. I feel like Saw X is the best one since the first one. It's a really good Saw film. I think it is a little bit too long for me, but you know, it's awesome. You see Billy right there. Billy the puppet is a menace to society. Do not trust him in this movie. He is a menace, but you know, Saw X, it's a good film. I really did like it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's pretty cool. Just beware, it's very gory. Oppenheimer finally has a digital and physical release date, and this is actually pretty cool. Oppenheimer releases on digital and physical the same day. I have not seen that in so long. That used to be the norm for every single movie, but now a digital release date is like 3 weeks before physical. But this is being released simultaneously on November 21st on digital and physical Blu-ray and 4K the same day. It's really cool. It includes over 3 hours of special features. I think there's going to be 2 steelbooks for Best Buy. I want to be getting a steelbook at Best Buy. I cannot wait. This is going to be such a big event for everyone. Then you can get your Barbie and Oppenheimer 4K disc and watch them back to back. That's what I'll be doing. I cannot wait to rewatch this over and over again. My favorite film of the year. I cannot wait. The Bikeriders has been delayed indefinitely due to the actors strike. The studios should just pay the actors. It's so close to being over. I can feel it. They just got to end it because the writer strike ended. They just got to pay the actors fairly. It should be over by now. Who knows how long it's going to take. I feel like the actors strike might last until mid-November at the latest. Hopefully they can get it solved before then. The studios just need to get back into the room and get back to the conversation. But the Bikeriders, I don't know why they're delaying this, because I think they wanted to go for the Oscars. So I don't know why they're trying to delay it. I think that this is still going to come out this year. But I don't know. It's still delayed, but I feel like the SAG strike, studios need to make this deal. They need to. They really have to just get this deal done. Netflix released some new looks at the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender series. I'm not going to remember how to pronounce all these people's names because I haven't watched the animated show in a long time. I watched it when I was a child, but I'm going to try to watch it again before this live action show comes out. I'm not really sure when this comes out. I think it comes out next year, but I'm very excited for it. I know this is Iroh. He looks great. He looks like the same. I feel like these pictures are very cool. And then we got the Fire Lord, Daniel Day Kim. He has a lot of memes about him. He looks great. I love the backgrounds too. And then we got Zhao, I think that's how you, and Azula. Azula looks really great. She kind of looks a little fake because I think the lighting is a little weird on her, but she looks really good. And lastly, Zuko. I think Zuko also looks good. I cannot wait for this show. I think it's going to be really cool. Like I said, I'm going to try to rewatch the original animated series before this just so I can remember everything that's happened because it's been so long since I've seen the series. But I really think it looks really good. Our last story on this video isn't really a news story, but I just want to say this Friday is going to be very good for people that like to play video games and people like to watch movies because Killers of the Flower Moon and Spider-Man 2 both release on Friday. It's going to be a great weekend. I'm going to watch Killers of the Flower Moon at least a couple times this opening weekend. I want to play Spider-Man 2. It's going to be an awesome time. You guys got to let me know down in the comments which one are you going to watch or play. Are you going to play both? Are you only going to watch the movie? It's going to be an awesome weekend. Let me know how your weekend's going to be. Are you going to watch Killers of the Flower Moon? Are you going to play Spider-Man 2? Let me know. Also, what did you guys think of the news stories we discussed today? And that's all for this one. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.